Hello guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Pro class on Nordics 2025. Now we are on course number 2 of the Pro class, like I mentioned before, and as you can see here, I'm trying and failing to get the rear of the car to go as far to the right as possible, and because of the grip and the steering, the rear axle didn't really want to go, so my plan was to get the rear to drop more to the hole, and as you can see I'm trying several things now. I'm trying to overdrive the rear axle, still not quite going, and in the end here the front left just went over that ledge a little bit, and I wanted it to stay low so I could wedge the front and hopefully overdrive the rear. And at the end I just started to go out of options, and I said okay, let's try. But here you always have to be very careful when you dig and when you don't dig, because especially having a rear axle very light like I do, it's very easy for the rear axle to float. Actually at the beginning, especially at the beginning of this course, I was having such difficulty because there's a lot of wind, a lot of wind during this day, and I actually started to have water on my eyes, start crying because of the wind straight on my face, and it was just strange. And yeah, I could barely see. Here, big mistake on my part. So I wanted to grab the right front tire on the top of that ledge, and I was a bit of maybe overconfident that still my car could manage to go up, and it didn't. Here I tried, I should have get a better line or get out and start over. In the end I managed to grab that front right tire and I got up that ledge, but it was tricky and I picked up the wrong line. Now to go to gate number 4, I had to pick up my line because it was not so clear. Like, this ledge looked quite big, but my car makes it look very easy. And going to gate 4, this one, yeah, be careful with the grip, because I feel like the more grip there's on the rock, there's less options to fail or to be less precise. Like, you have to be very precise, because if you're not, the rock will just grab the tires and it's very easy to flip. It's very easy to make a mistake when the rock is very grippy. So on this type of terrain where with high grip is full concentration all the time, because it's so easy for the car to do something very strange that you're not expecting. Here I'm going down to this little valley full of sharp rocks, and I'm trying to go straight to the bonus gate. So again, take it easy, go slow, and be precise. Most of all, be precise. So I will take the front. As you see, the exit was not very sharp, and I'm trying to drag the rear to go more to the left as much as possible and not to get wedged under that rock on the left. So I managed to kind of succeed and to go over that bonus. And here I'm going to be a bit ambitious, and I go straight into the next bonus. So from one bonus to the other one, I'm rotating the rear a little bit, and I go like, this feels decent enough. So I go for it. It was very narrow, so straight on the dig and straight up. My car makes it look easy. It was not so easy. And here I'm playing with the edge of the front right tire, and there's always a narrow window on how to get grip. Quick turnaround, go relatively fast. I still have plenty of time. Cross this little gap and go on. I like this bit of rip wrap, and you can make the car jump and do some weird things. I have a lot of fun driving this. The course in the end was not so hard. I think this is gate 9. Now over this ledge and gate 10, and it was a very good course. Minus 40, I believe. Oh no, sorry, minus 39. Course number 3, tricky one, very tricky one. Again, very high grip, which brings its own little challenges. So by this time I knew that I did a mistake on the first course of the day that you can see on the previous video. So basically I was shooting for top um, top scores on every other course, because with the mistake that I did, we were running 8 courses during the day. So I did a mistake on course 1, and if there was any chance of a good score, final position, I would have to go for it on every other course. So I had to go to every bonus and try my best. So here I'm going for one bonus, which was really tricky. I was hoping that my car would grab on top. Well, yeah, hopes doesn't always hoping doesn't always work. So I failed to do that. I tried to go around, but the rock itself, it's lots of edges, lots of grip, so it's not so easy. I changed position. I don't have the car in the best place. As you can see, like every input that I do, the car just does its own thing, and it's not easy. So in the end I said, okay, let's try from here. Try to go up, try to get that front left wheel to grab, but it's not so easy. And then if it grabs, your right front wheel is still down and there's no grip. As you can see, like I'm just going sideways but not making any forward progress. So in the end, flip the car, which is not ideal, running out of time. I try to recover as fast as possible, but again, trying to go for a good final score, I have to make this bonus. So go at it again, try it again, go up, and finally the car bites a little bit with the front left, enough for it to hold, and go around, start turning left, and up it goes. Very tricky bonus gate, so very good bonus gate. Like, that's what bonus gates are all about. Here there was enough grip, was just a matter of making sure there was clearance to go up. So this one was relatively okay. Go down, be careful with the exit mainly, so go down in a controlled way and make sure that there's enough space to exit, because when you go down, it's not flat. It was not flat at all, so you have to be careful with the little edges. Here was going uphill and kind of on a slope, so again, control, plenty of grip, so it was okay. Turn back around. Yeah, we still have this again with very high grip, and these narrow places you have to make sure that you're not wedged, because it's so easy to be wedged on a crack or big notch like that. I lost a bit too much time on the first bonus. I'm going for the second bonus, straight down. You cannot see from the camera angle, but this was relatively steep. Go down, go back up, pass over the bonus gate, and I feel like this is gate 6 that I'm going to now. The next gate I think is gate 6 or maybe 7. I think it's 6. Let's see, maybe we can see, maybe not. So go over the regular gate again, like big crack, don't mess up, don't put the tire in the wrong way, on the wrong place. Go fast. This is, I believe, 8, 9 and then 10 missing, so go straight from 1 to the other one, or maybe this is 7 and 8, we'll see. Yeah, 7 and 8, so this is 7 and 8. Instead of going around, I felt like the car, if I'd go from 7 straight to 8, the car would be in a better position than if I would get totally out, go around and go back 8. The car would be in a worst position. Here there was enough space to pass here on the side of the gate, but I think it was relatively easy to come from the bottom left as well. I think it was totally doable, but this was just easier. As long as the car would fit, it was easier. Go back around, go down. I still had plenty of time because, yeah, I just lost time on that first bonus, and then take it easy, go around, back up, and up this little stretch, and gate 10, and job done. But I had to work for it, that's for sure. Okay, so this next course, course number 4, I had to work for it because this course was quite long, so in my head was like, okay, go for it. It had a few, the bonus were tricky, and uh, quite a fair bit of danger on one of them. Um, so side hills again, I'm trying not to get the car to hit the rock on the right side because it would just wedge the car and I would have it would be bad to get out from it, that's for sure. So trying to stay away from that rock on the right side. This one here quite straightforward, um, so not much there, and I go straight to the first bonus. The first bonus is this V with a big crack on the middle, and the car just doesn't grab, and the rear axle is grabbed. So as soon as I start to see that right there, as soon as I saw that I was going to do a rollover, I just made a reverse to save the car. So I didn't roll over, which was good, and then I was in this predicament of like, okay, how do I get out of here now? And I managed to find a way, steering the car, but that reverse really saved the car from rolling over. So I turned around because I had to make this bonus. Uh, so next time, the rear left doesn't fall down on the crack, and I managed to succeed to get out and pass the bonus gate. So that was a good one. Time to go all the way around, continue the course. But it was like a real good bonus, so I had to work for it for sure. On this one, going down, just had to be careful with the exit, make sure that the car would not be unbalanced. Now we go uphill to, I believe is gate 5 maybe. Go uphill, turn back down. This course was long, was really long, and a bit of a maze, so you had to pay attention. Go back down and go around. On all these water puddles, I don't like to get my tires wet, so I'm always avoiding the water, but I cannot always succeed to avoid the water, as we will see. So here, pass this gate, and I have another bonus, and this one is like high risk. There's a huge puddle on the left, and there's this barrier on the right, and yeah, this one I was lucky. This was more luck than skills, because the car gets totally out of shape, and from now on I know I'm in big trouble. So I cannot work really the front too much. I do a reverse to try to settle down, because you saw the chassis of the car was tall, so the car was unloading. So I'm trying to work the rear and turn the car down without having it unload. So I'm trying to get that hook on the front left tire to hold while I rotate the car. So it's tricky, and I'm getting closer and closer to that barrier, but eventually the car starts to go up. So I'm super stoked. I managed to avoid that huge puddle of water, so I have to stay up high on this rock, and then I get a bit too excited, so I'm already looking for the next, and off we go inside the water. So all my electronics, my LiPo, front motor, all the electronics went inside that puddle. This is not fresh water. This is water that's coming from the sea and accumulating there. The car keeps on running somehow, so it accumulates there, the salt water, and it tends to be even more concentrated in salt than the seawater. The only saving grace was that the previous day we had a lot of rain, so on the sportsman day it rained all day. So maybe the water was not as salty as it normally is, but yeah, the car keeps on driving, never missed a beat, but now the car feels really heavy. So I thought I had an issue, but in the end, it turns out that no issues, no electronic issues. I just told myself, just continue driving. If the car stops, it stops, but if it doesn't, just carry on. The car was feeling very heavy because all the front tires are half full of water because all the foams got soaked. My tires do not have holes, so uh, the foams on the inside of the tire are vented, so it's not on the outside. The water doesn't go on the outside of the tire at all. So I have some extra weight to pull, and the car feels really slow because it's dragging so much weight. You cannot see it on the video, but I could definitely feel it on the while driving. And all I wanted was to reach this gate 10, and immediately I go down to disconnect the car as fast as I can. So this is gate 10. I made it up, was not so bad, and yeah, uh, except for that mishap, it was quite okay. So I turned off the battery, and surprisingly, it was okay. I took out all the water from the tires, and on the next, I let it dry. I put some fresh water on top of the electronics, try to wash, to rinse it out, and the car dried on the sun, and I'm ready for course 5, which is the last course of the day, I believe. So down we go to course 5. Again, a bit of a stretch between the starting gate and the first gate, but it's a relatively easy gate. Now this section I struggled when it was performance scale. it was a tricky section of rocks. I mean, here made it look easy. It didn't look easy when I was walking the course, that's for sure.
The marker, can you put the marker on the right place?
We go up this notch again, or right here. It was so windy that the markers were flying. So you saw that guy adjusting the marker because they were flying, and sometimes we were putting rocks on top of them to see if they would just hold in place. These are some 3D printed gate markers. You see that one on the right with the rock on top. This section was relatively easy. Just again, high grip rock, try to be precise. Here I don't want to go down, so I want to go straight, avoid the barrier. So I had to work the rear. And then here we turn close without touching it, ideally. Barriers are the most stressful things to do because they never die, so they're always active even if you touch them once. Here I'm trying to get the car to rotate, but with so much grip is not having it. Go back down again, precise because of that hole, so I try to place the tires exactly there where the gap is smaller. So once the front is up, I wedge, so the car goes down, I wedge it a bit to have enough weight to have grip, and then I pull the front up. You can see the water at the middle of my front tires. This was water coming from the inside of the tires. Sorry. So again, another marker that flew over. This was easy. Now I'm going for, I believe, one bonus, so I go all the way around. Most people are going straight now to the right, but it was it was tricky to go to the bonus gate, so I tried to go one more way around, but as you can see, lifting up the rear, and it was tricky. But all this was to get a better entry at the bonus gate, which I kind of succeed. So as you can see where the marker is, it's not so easy when you're coming from what is now the right side of my car. It was a sharp turn, so I went all the way around. Took a bit of a risk, of course, as you should, but it was easier to make the bonus gate, the gate itself, and it worked out pretty well. So got up. This course I think I did relatively fast. Now this gate here was tricky because there is a hole and you have to get the car inside the hole and then up again, which normally the cars, they don't like to do that. So again, try to be precise and get the front to go up. So it will, as you can see, the rear is floating, so there is no grip on the rear, and the rear needs to push the front tires so it goes up. So I'm struggling and trying until the car grips, and once the front grips, I blip the throttle to float the rear axle, and up it went. I go down again. Even here with so much rock and sharp, it's hard to turn around. As you see, there's no much space for me to give a turn and go back down to gate 9. Be careful with that barrier again. So I have to go down to 9 and then turn back and finish to gate 10. Gate 10 was easy. So at the end of the day, I managed to recover and I got a third place in Pro Class at Nordics 2025, and it was a fantastic day, which started rough with too much partying on the day before, but finished in a very nice way. Looking at the scores, we can see that the first Thomas Olsen and Samu Sarka, they were about 20 points ahead of me, and yeah, most of it was on my first course of the day. I could not recover more than this. Still a fantastic day on fantastic rocks with fantastic people. So all in all, a very, very good day. See you on the next one, guys.